Hello everyone. Previously we had discussed about the memory leak and how to avoid its pitfall, right? So today we'll be discussing about the JavaScript best practices. Security best practices. So security best practice in the JavaScript include avoiding eval, sanitizing user inputs, using content security policy, nothing but the CSP, uh, and also validating the API responses. So again, I'm telling security best practices in the JavaScript basically include avoiding the eval, sanitizing user inputs, using content security policy, CSP, and also validating the API responses. Also preventing XSS and CSRF attacks is critical for the safe applications, right? So let's try to see the same by taking the example. The first example that we'll be going with is how to avoid the eval. And the second example, let's see the concept of the input sanitization, right? So first example, I'll just quickly come here. Let me consider let user code. I'll just give something console log of I'll just give here hat. So I'll just give here eval of user code. So we have to, if I try running the code, we are getting hacked, right? This is nothing but it is executing the malicious code. Basically, if you don't know the eval concept, I have explained the eval concept previously. Please go through that, right? So let's see what is the safer alternative for this. I'll just come here. Let me give safe code equals function of use. Let me make use of, just give me a second here, use strict, right? Also let's return something like, I'll just give here in my case hello safe world, right? So next let's try to log something here. We have given the name safe code, right? We just log the same thing here. This one is a function. So now what happened here? Unexpected string. So yeah, here this has to be capital F basically. Just give me a second here. Let me run the code again. Still we are getting something invalid or unexpected token. Low comma safe code. Just give me a second. So what I have done here is in the line number 4, I have given here double inverted comma. I have forgotten to close this one here, right? So let me run the code again. So now you can clearly see the first one, we are making use of the eval, right? Basically this is unsafe. So here we are clearly making use of we are going for the safer alternative. Clearly you can see the same thing we are doing it here, but we are getting the output hello safe word, right? Correctly. So quickly I'll explain what I have done. We have to avoid the eval as it can execute the untrusted code, right? Instead of it, we can just make use of the function with the capital F constructor with strict mode for the safer code execution. Again, I'm telling we can avoid the usage of the eval as it can execute the untrusted code, and also we can make use of the function F function with the capital F constructor with the strict mode for the safer code execution. This is the first example, right? So we saw how to avoid the eval and what is the safer alternative. Next we'll be going with the input sanitization. So I'll quickly come here. Let me give function, sorry, function, I'll name the function sanitize input itself. Let's pass the input as parameter return input dot replace. So here what I'll do, let me give quickly ampersand. Let me make use of lesser than here. So this is fine. Next, let's replace the same with ampersand greater than, right? So here after this, I'll just come here outside of the function. Let me give user input and assign this one to something within the script. So I'll just give here alert of attack. So let me close the script tag, right? So I hope this is clear. Next, let's log something. I'll just come here. The function name is sanitize input and we will log the user input. So user input itself, right? Yeah. So if I log here, let's see the output that we are getting here as ampersand test, this one, right? Basically. So I'll quickly explain what I've done here. The sanitize input function, this one, this replaces the HTML tags with the escape characters. You can clearly see this function, this one basically what I have written here, the replace this one, sanitize input function replaces the HTML tags with the escape characters. And basically what we are doing here, it prevents the XSS by neutralizing the potentially harmful script tags. Here again I'm telling, prevents the XSS by neutralizing the potentially harmful script tags. I hope the concept of this one, JavaScript security best practices, is completely clear. We have seen how to avoid the eval and its safer alternative along with the input sanitization, right? So the next topic that we'll be discussing on here is JavaScript ES6 template literals, right? For now, this is it. Thanks for watching.